My name is Sean Jones. I am the owner of the Beat Arts Academy. I got the idea last year. I said, open up a dance studio. And I opened my doors on February 3rd. We did not have a floor. We had there was just concrete in here. And my OG dancers, they remember that. It was hard, coming home like, ah. And this group has been with me that long, and as we've grown a little bit since then. But as everybody knows, 6 weeks after the start of February, we got closed down with COVID around March 14th, around the middle of March. And so we got closed down. So I was only open for 6 weeks, and so I'm just like, oh. After COVID happened for about 3 months, I called a couple of parents. The kids have not been in school. And I was like, what can I do? Because the St. Patrick's Day parade was going to be here we are, Quincy, who are these kids, We had our banner that's out in front. We had everything prepared, and we got shut down like the day before the parade. So it was devastating to them. It was devastating to me. So I had to pick a course of action on how to get my name back out there. And so I knew how talented my kids were. I can get them together. We can come and, make sure everybody's safe and sneak dance rehearsals in. I'll call it Beatnik rehearsal, and I'll get them, in here and just dancing. I had to dance, And I just taught them dances. And I asked them, I said, well, let's go out and do flash mobs. I'm a theater kid. I know what so I'm like, using any avenue that we can. So the flash mob thing we picked today, it was hot. It was so hot. But we went out there. We jumped out on 24th, on 18th and Broadway, at Walmart. And we just jumped out and started dancing. We had a big old stereo, and people were just like, oh, videotaping us. And so it was things like that I had to do to get us recognized. And Avion, he did a video for us, and we did it. I, put the markings on the floor like they do in theater. Like, this is where you stand, dance there, do not move. And it made them look so crisp and so clean in the video, and they were so proud of themselves. And I showed them how great that they looked for them to be new dancers. And I put the video out there, and we just started doing more videos, and people have, started paying attention, kind of, like, okay, he's here, he has these kids, and these kids are good. So the kids are the community, that's what the community means. I mean, to me, it means them. It means all of us in general, but community is the longevity and the preservation of the youth. That's the only way the community is going to be left standing, is if we instill our values into them, the youth. So that's what community means to me, is making sure that our youth are together, that we are equipping them with the right tools to continue on, the fight that we've all been fighting, the good fight. I was a dance instructor here in Quincy, probably, I would say, going back 12 years. So I was away from teaching for a good 8 years, and I realized that I was in demand. People were asking, are you still teaching? My kids, kids that I did teach, they have kids now, 12 years ago, So people were asking me, I have a kid now, I would love you to teach, And so it just let me know that the gifts, the God-given talent that God gave me, that I was just sitting there and not using whatsoever at all. There's kids that need that knowledge. It wasn't specifically for the kids of color, more so to be inclusive in the arts, have the arts be inclusive to everybody, not just, not only the white kids. That's what inspired me. The need for inclusivity in the arts here in Quincy. And I just wanted to be a vessel for that. I just wanted to be like, that's what I have. That's the only thing that I have that I can give is to them. And just like, do this, do that. No, you're doing it wrong. Have your back straight. That's all I can give them. The discipline, the self-confidence, all of the good things that come with it, So art is a way of softening that blow of the reality of the world. You can see a play, a movie that will show you something that you don't necessarily have to experience in your real life. or in being involved in a play, it teaches you that, that sense of awareness of what this character is going through. So it teaches you, it transports you out of a kid to try to put yourself in a written situation. So if you can learn that as a kid, it's vital that that kid is trained to understand, the what the page is saying and how to emote that, So they have to have some kind of awareness. And that's just special, and it's very important. Dance is important for arts, creative writing, drawing, just anything involving arts is just creative. Is great for child development, and it's important. It works the other side of the brain. Problem solving, critical thinking. It gives you all those things. So I think that's what's, why it's important to be integrated in kids, development and their education. I'm excited to show what my kids are capable of doing. Most of these kids, this is their first dance class. We have a couple of kids that have had prior dance training, but for the most part, this is their first, and they have surprised me to the point where it's me, not tooting my horn, but I'm like, geez, these kids have had no training, and they're a lively group, but still they're still able to focus in and incorporate what the instruction that I'm giving them, even though they've had no dance experience. We go from ballet to jazz to modern, I'll throw it all at them, and they absorb it and like sponges, and they learn so quickly, and it just gives you so much oh my God, this is it, this is the reason why, it was for them, it shows you dead in your face they've been yearning, they've been needing this, they've been wanting this, they've been waiting and ready, who's gonna, it just happens to be me, and I see how it actually is shaping their minds, their development, the way they move, so I'm just it's a blessing. It's really a blessing. I learned a lot from them because when I was their age, that's when I started dancing, when I was about 9, 10, 11. That's when I got into my first dance class. And I'm able to keep myself in that memory of how things were when I was a kid, and being able to see now, because I'm dealing with kids on a daily, that I'm kind of in their world now. When they come in with residual gunk off of them from the world, whether it's school, whether it's they done seen something on the internet or whatever, they come in here with that, they have to shed it, and I have to deal with it too. That's why they're here, so they can give their art, their creativity, their imagination, let that run free, and that is going to be therapy and make them feel better. I have to be open and realize that it's not the same way it was when I was a kid. Everything is so much more sensitive, and I have to be aware of that because they take things differently. There's cyberbullying. We didn't have the internet when I was a kid. You have, so much that they have to deal with. We're located 526 South 9th Street. Register at thebeatartsacademy.org, and you can go to the contact us box and, leave your information. We're still here, and we're still, thriving to have my kids, and we're preparing for our December, I don't want to call it a recital. Yeah, a showcase, a showcasing, a gala.